Good morning. Welcome back to welcome to video two of Sober Sunrise. Hope you're having a good day wherever you are. Let's get into the reading. It's June 15th, Sunday morning. I slept in a little bit today. It's actually 7:29 a.m. Ooh, interesting one here. So, making AA your higher power. You can make AA itself your higher power. Here's a very large group of people who have solved their alcohol problem. Many members have crossed the threshold just this way. Their faith broadened and deepened, transformed. They came to believe in a higher power. Clearly, this was pieced together from bits and pieces of text from the big book, the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, pages 27 and 28. No one was greater than I, at least in my eyes, when I was drinking. Nevertheless, I couldn't smile at myself in the mirror, so I came to AA where, with others, I heard talk of a higher power. I couldn't accept the concept of a higher power because I believed God was cruel and unloving. In desperation, I chose a table, a tree, then my AA group as my higher power. Time passed. My life improved, and I began to wonder about this higher power. Gradually, with patience, humility, and a lot of questions, I came to believe in God. Now my relationship with my higher power gives me the strength to live a happy, sober life. I could probably talk about this one for hours, but I don't want this video to go on forever. This kind of goes back to what was mentioned yesterday in video number one. How religion, God, higher power can be a deterrent for some people to sit all the way down in AA. People who use God and religion as their excuse, and I do use the word excuse unapologetically, their excuse for not digging in to the steps and getting to work on getting better. It's scary to get better. You have to give up what you know. Some of us have had decades-long relationships with alcohol or the drug of your choice or all the drugs. Or maybe it's a combination of everything. Decades-long relationship, and now suddenly you have to give it all up. It can be really scary. And a lot of people cling to this excuse of AA is too religious or NA is too religious. It's just not for me. It's a cult. I've heard it all. It's an excuse. Plain and simple. It's an excuse for not wanting to do the work. When I stopped drinking, I had to mourn that part of my life. No one told me I had to do it. I just felt it. Knowing that the thing that comforted me for so many years was something I had to refuse it. And I knew in my heart that I had to do it. And I knew it was the right thing to do. But it still sucked. I mourned. And a lot of other people do as well. And you might have to as well. But I promise that once you do that, your life will improve. Everything gets better with time. Time heals. The more days and weeks and months and eventually years you have under your belt of sobriety and recovery, not just sobriety, but recovery, the easier it gets to think about those things, alcohol, drugs, whatever, and remember them without wanting them back. But let's actually get into the reading, because this is a good reading. You can make AA itself your higher power. So the higher power, the whole thing about a higher power is something is more powerful than I am. A lot of us are control freaks. We want to run the show. We're only comfortable if we are in charge of how things will go. And that's how we got to where we find ourselves when we walk into the door of AA for the first time, or maybe go to our first AA meeting in jail. Whatever the situation is, we got ourselves there because we were the ones running the show. And finding a higher power is about letting go of control and saying, I'm not going to try to dictate everything anymore. And it's comforting to not have to be in control. Back to the reading. Here's a very large group of people who have solved their alcohol problem. Many members have crossed the threshold just this way. It works. I promise. Their faith broadened and deepened, transformed. They came to believe in a higher power. Higher power does not have to be a God. I don't know how, I mean, my feelings about, you go to enough AA meetings and you talk about this topic enough, you'll hear people say, I picked a doorknob, I picked a table, like this reading says, I picked a tree. I don't know. They're trying to simplify it so that people will understand that it's not about picking a God or believing in a God or gods. And I appreciate that, but to me, saying something like, it doesn't matter what you pick, it can be anything, it can be a pencil, it can be a doorknob, that to me doesn't check out, because it does have to be something that's more powerful than you are. It can be the ocean, it can be wind, it can be lightning. But an inanimate object like a pencil or a doorknob intrinsically has no power. Those things have to be moved by someone moving them. Therefore, they have no power. That's my opinion. So if you do go down this path of going to a meeting and for the purpose of choosing a higher power, someone says it doesn't matter what it is. Those are just my thoughts on it. They came to believe in a higher power. How can you not believe in wind and lightning and the ocean? I don't know. Those things are super powerful. Personally, my higher power is a bit hard to explain. The easiest way would be the universe, but it's the forces at work in the universe. So maybe we'll get into that in another video. Okay, so no one was greater than I, at least in my eyes, when I was drinking. That might be true for you. I don't necessarily think it was true for myself. I didn't think very highly of myself, so that's one of the reasons why I drank. So it's not like it made me feel powerful or great. It actually, what it did was make me stop thinking about how unpowerful and ungreat I was. Not powerful, not great. But maybe for you, it's a source of power. It makes you feel powerful. The ego definitely runs the show, so maybe that's what this is referring to. No one was greater than I, at least in my eyes, when I was drinking. Nevertheless, I couldn't smile at myself in the mirror. So I came to AA where with others I heard the talk of a higher power. I don't know about anyone else who's listening to this, but I, more than a handful of times, found myself over the years drunk, staring at myself in the mirror, calling myself a loser, saying, "Why can't you stop? Why do you have to do this every day?" And it wasn't, I didn't do that every day, but over the course of the years, it happened multiple times. And man, it was never enough on my own to have those moments and go, that's it. This is the last time. Like, you have to cut back on this. You have to do something. It's Tuesday and you have to go to work tomorrow and it's, you're wasted. But that was never enough. Like, the next day I was right back at it. And I didn't actually go to my first AA meeting until I want to say it was during COVID, and it was a Zoom meeting. And even then, I listened and I identified things that I had in common with people, but I still wasn't ready to quit. I hadn't hit my bottom yet. So I came to AA where with others I heard talk of a higher power. I couldn't accept the concept of a higher power because I believed God was cruel and unloving. I have just never believed in God. Mostly because I can't understand the concept. I mean, I understand the concept, but it just doesn't check out for me, I guess. I've often said that I envy people who have faith in God or gods. I envy them because I feel like up until recently, I wanted to have that comfort blanket, that feeling that no matter what happens, something else out there has got me. I don't have to be scared, and I wanted that, but I didn't have it. And until recently, I was envious of the people who had that because I didn't, and I wanted it. Now I have it in a different way. It has nothing to do with a god or gods, but I have something similar to it now. And it took me a long time to figure out what that was for me, what that is. But now that I have it, I feel fantastic. I talk to my 8-year-old son about it whenever he has questions. And I can speak to him in a way now that I wouldn't have been able to speak to him before about the concept of death and life after death, reincarnation, spirits, souls. It makes sense to me now, and it came with time. In desperation, I chose a table, a tree, then my AA group as my higher power. The AA group being chosen as a higher power, I understand. A group of people together is powerful. A group of people together is more powerful than one person. So that I understand. And I can fully support that. So if you are someone who doesn't know what your higher power is, and that's your reason for being too afraid to go into the room of AA or NA, because you don't want to be the one who doesn't get it. You don't want to be like, all these people get it and I don't. You can make the group your higher power until you understand what your higher power is. Maybe that will remain your group or your higher power, and that's fine too. If you find a group of people like the groups of people in the rooms of AA who will support you and be there for you and love you until you can love yourself, that's powerful. That's a higher power. And maybe someday you'll be part of the group that does it for someone else. And as good as it feels to get that strength from others, it feels 10 times better to give the strength to someone who doesn't have it. And be there as their support system until they can support themselves. That feels better than any gift you'll ever get. Giving is so much better than receiving. I fully believe that, and hopefully that'll sink in for you someday. Time passed, my life improved. I began to wonder about this higher power. Gradually, with patience, humility, and a lot of questions, I came to believe in God. Now my relationship with my higher power gives me the strength to live a happy, sober life. That's how it works. Don't be afraid of the word God. Don't let it keep you from getting where you need to be. Please. There's the acronym that we use in AA a lot, GOD. What does it stand for? It's a group of drunks. Let that be what you think of when you think of the word God. Okay? I came to believe in God. I came to believe in a group of drunks, sticking together by each other's side through thick and thin, being there for each other. Isn't that what the idea of God truly is anyway? Something or someone or some power that's there for you no matter what, through thick and thin, has your back, loves you, won't give up on you. That's what a group of drunks can do for you. So I hope this helped understand a little bit about the concept of a higher power as it pertains to AA. It's critical when doing the step work to have a concept of a higher power. And a pencil and a doorknob just won't do it. So I hope this helped somebody out there. Go have a great day. You deserve it. Thank you for listening. If you liked the video, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Share it with someone who might need to hear this message. I'm going to post the video today and hopefully keep posting new videos every day. So thank you very much. And whoever you are, wherever you are, whenever you're listening to this, everything's going to be okay. There's work to do, but you can do it. Go find a group of drunks who has your back. Okay, thanks. Bye.